Today on KUJH, protests continue at KU, hoping to draw attention to the issue of sexual assault on campuses nationwide. This latest protest coming as the latest KU rape statistics are released.
Late Night in the Fog returns after a 2-year absence with a full house and a performance by legendary rap group Run DMC.
And a new haunted house opens up in downtown Lawrence in time for Halloween. All of this and more on KUJH News.
Live from the studio in Stauffer Flint at the University of Kansas, you're watching KUJH News.
Good afternoon and welcome back to KUJH News. I'm Madison Osmer-Lowe.
And I'm Camden Fogo. A group of students and faculty met at Strong Hall calling on administration to take stronger steps to address sexual assault. Ryan Butler has more on the story.
Ridiculous how our administration overlooks us, how they sweep things under the rug because they don't think it matters. Well, it matters. And it matters to us, to every single one of you who are here.
This was the scene outside Strong Hall as KU students and faculty gathered to draw attention to the nationwide problem of sexual violence on college campuses. This protest is the fourth in the last month, sparked by multiple sexual assaults on the KU campus in recent weeks.
And it's an issue that deserves to be addressed accordingly on this campus, but also campuses across the nation, because at the end of the day, people are facing real violence and real harm.
We're wanting to push the KU administration to make tangible change. The most tangible change that we're really looking for is just changing the wording in, student code of conduct, and just changing the wording and making sure that students are protected if they would like to seek help.
Those gathered say this will not be the last. They hope that continued activism will lead to change.
We're going to come back. We're going to keep talking and keep screaming and keep saying, we're here. Listen to us. We matter.
After speeches by students and staff, the group went inside Strong Hall for an open dialogue about sexual violence and the types of changes they hope to see at KU. For KUJH, this is Ryan Butler.
Tuesday's protest coincides with the release of the latest crime stats on the KU campus. Those numbers came from the Clery Report, which is mandated by the Clery Act, which requires colleges and universities to provide timely notification of crimes when they occur, as well as providing an annual report of crime statistics on campuses.
The 2020 report reveals 12 on-campus and 1 non-campus report of rape. This is a slight decrease from 2019's report, which showed 11 on-campus and 9 non-campus rapes. Here's a look at how KU compares to other nearby universities. Kansas State reported 7 on-campus rapes and 2 non-campus rapes in 2020, compared to 8 on-campus and 2 non-campus rapes in 2019. Wichita State reported 1 on-campus and 0 non-campus rapes for both 2019 and 2020. Varying enrollment numbers may factor into the equation. Also worth noting, there were fewer students on campus in 2020 due to COVID-19. KU Chancellor Douglas Girard addressed the issue of sexual assault in his weekly update.
And most certainly continues to be a problem here at the University of Kansas. And obviously, like many of you, we find that disappointing. It's sad. It's frankly frustrating. And as a chancellor, as a physician, as a father, it's very frustrating as well.
Girard went on to say that KU takes all these reports seriously and is committed to student health and safety. KU offers many confidential resources to report sexual assault or intimate partner violence. There are additional resources for counseling and medical care. Off campus, the Sexual Trauma and Abuse Care Center in Lawrence is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by calling 785-843-8985.
A shooting at a high school outside of Dallas, Texas has left 4 people injured. A man suspected in connection to the shooting has been arrested. He has been identified as 18-year-old Timothy Simpkins. Assistant Chief Kevin Colby addressed the media.
All 3 victims are okay at this point in time. I want to tell you that one of the victims was a student. He went into surgery. He is in ICU. He is out of surgery at this point in time. That's great news.
Colby also stated that the perpetrator will face 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Following a whistleblower report, Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp were down for 6 hours yesterday. According to a blog posted by a Facebook engineer, it explained that during a routine maintenance job, an accidental command unintentionally took down the connection.
Roughly 3.5 billion users use the platform worldwide. Zuckerberg himself is estimated to have lost $6 billion as Facebook shares plummeted. According to new reports, there were about 10.6 million complaints, the largest number ever within that span.
Kansas school board elections are coming up. Emily Johnson has more.
With Lawrence school board elections coming up, candidates are sharing what has worked in the past and what needs to change in the future regarding equity in the district. 6 candidates are running for Lawrence School Board and are all making equity a major priority for the district. One candidate, Elizabeth Stevens, is a Lawrence native that is looking to use her Hispanic background to diversify existing governing structures.
To encourage and empower people of color, people from different socioeconomic backgrounds and educational backgrounds to getting into governing structures, I think is really essential if we want to make policy that's really going to impact those we serve.
If elected, one main issue Stevens hopes to focus on is equal pay for the classified staff within the school district.
You have people who are, people who are meeting with someone who may be experiencing poverty, among other barriers. And you have a provider who's also experiencing poverty because they're being paid far below a living wage.
Shannon Kimball, who has served on the school board for the past 11 years, says the main focus for past and future school board is to make students comfortable while learning.
It's really important for students to see themselves and feel a connection with the material that they're learning and also with the staff that they're working with. We've had a focus on increasing our recruitment of a diverse workforce in our district. I think that's a really important thing to continue focusing on.
The election for the 3 open school board seats will be on November 2nd. The last day to register to vote is October 12th. Back to you, Madison and Camden.
After break, we'll take a look at Late Night in the Fog's return after a 2-year hiatus.
And an inside look at the KU Motorsports team. Stay with us.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Jayhawk Motorsports is celebrating its 28th year this semester. KUJH reporter Dre Bradley takes a look at how the team has lasted so long.
Jayhawk Motorsports has been around for over 20 years, and the trophies behind me show that they have maintained a high level of excellence. I take a look inside the past, present, and future of this award-winning team.
Jayhawk Motorsports was founded in 1994 by a group of 6 mechanical engineers and 1 advisor. Dr. Robert Sorum became co-advisor a year later.
Young and dumb, I don't know. It sounded like fun on it, so sure. Who doesn't like to design and build a race car?
But despite his eagerness, his start was disappointing.
We had engine problems on it. We never competed in the competition, and I'm wearing a KU shirt. I wear Jayhawks a lot of the time on it. That was the only time I've walked around covering my Jayhawk. It was like, okay, we didn't do what Jayhawks should do.
Current JMS team lead Ryan Sprague is up to the task to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Definitely a challenge, but a welcomed one in my opinion. It's fun working with people and kind of learning how to run a larger scale project.
In his short amount of time with the team, Sprague already has an experience that sticks out to him.
I would definitely say seeing the car testing for the first time. It just really amazed me to see this car come to life and all of the components that go into making it a high-functioning race car.
JMS manufactures their race cars in-house in the machine shop and the JMS lab, both in the engineering building.
So in our machine shop in the basement of Learned Hall, we have the mills, lathes, the router, and all those things where we're doing most of the metal work. In the JMS lab, we do our composites work down there. It's also where we do engine testing. If we're doing IC engine, we've got a dyno set up down there so we can tune and optimize the engine on it. We do all of our assembly, all of our setup, most of our lab testing.
Dr. Sorum isn't thinking long-term with JMS, but the foundation is still there for the next advisor.
I'm getting shorter and shorter term here as we go through it. So I've done this for 27 years. I don't think I'm going to make it another 27 years on it. It's got, I believe, a good solid foundation, a good reputation.
For KUJH, I'm Dre Bradley.
To get involved with Jayhawk Motorsports, visit jayhawkmotorsports.org. A KU tradition returned and didn't miss a beat despite last year's COVID cancellation.
Thousands of Jayhawk fans gathered in Allen Fieldhouse for the 37th annual Late Night in the Fog to kick off basketball season. But it's about more than what happens on the hardwood. Basketball is back, and so are the fans. COVID canceled last year's Late Night in the Fog, which only added to the sense of anticipation and excitement as fans and alums poured into Allen Fieldhouse, some for the first time.
First late night. Excited, especially since last year was canceled. Like, this is just the best. I'm so excited it's in person.
Run DMC was this year's featured artist. Some dedicated alums covering some distance to be part of the party.
We drove here from Denver this morning. We woke up at 6:30 a.m. We're super pumped. I haven't been here in like 2 years, so we're very excited post-COVID.
Actor and Jayhawk alum Rob Riggle hosted the event, returning to Allen Fieldhouse, where he used to watch basketball as a student. And while some in attendance are focused on the fun, others are here to get a sneak peek of what's in store for KU basketball.
I think the best part about it is, we're back to somewhat of normalcy. Everyone gets to be a sellout crowd here and hopefully see the #1 team in the country.
Both the women's and the men's teams showed off their skills, scrimmaging with teammates, even demonstrating off-the-court skills, dancing with the Spirit team, and having fun with their moves. I had a really fun time at Late Night. The fans were loud and happy to be back. I loved getting to see Run DMC live, despite only knowing the song Tricky and Walk This Way. I mean, do you think our generation knew any of the other songs that DMC does?
Honestly, I don't think so. Tricky's the only song that I know, but I'm really sad I missed out on Late Night this year. I'm just really excited for basketball season, and seeing all the social media posts just made me really excited.
Yeah,
so.
It was a good time. Everybody's happy to be back. It was really fun. I'm really
Thanks,
excited
Camden.
as well.
I completely agree.
Thanks, Camden. The First Nation Student Association held a protest right here.
Despite heavy downpour early, protesters still showed up in solidarity. One of the FINSA co-chairs, Twinsa Mills, led the charge.
My heart feels so much better. I'm not as angry, and I don't really get angry, but it's good to let it out in a good way.
Malton Bighorn, who is also FINSA co-chair, did not expect the panel to be stolen.
I was surprised. I thought that was it, but in my terms, we like to say the word Wasichu, which means white man, and the Wasichu came back, and to that's taunting us. That's taunting me, like as a Native American indigenous person. That's like you're taunting us.
He believes that more should be done by the museum so that stealing and vandalism does not continue to happen.
To my knowledge, I know there's only one camera that caught the 2 individuals on camera that vandalized these art. And with this sign, the one that was stolen, I have no clue if there's video or camera. So there needs to be more security system around here, especially with the native art.
A couple of hours before the protest, the museum announced on Twitter and Facebook that the panel had been found by KU Public Safety. KUPSO is talking with a person of interest and say that there is no indication that the person took the panel because of its content. We will keep you updated when more information comes out. For KUJH, I'm Dre Bradley, live at the Spencer Museum of Art.
Up next, Halen Wilhite will have the forecast for the upcoming week. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. My name is Halen Wilhite here with your weather forecast for this evening. It's a couple of the headlines we're going to be talking about today. We've got mild and calm weather in the forecast for tonight. Then overall, we're looking to continue to stay more on the pleasant side for the next couple of days. And by the weekend, we're looking to become a little bit more on the warmer side, as well as seeing our rain chances starting to increase for the weekend, as well as going into fall break. But for today, we're going to really enjoy the weather as we'll have temperatures reaching up to a high of 75 degrees, mostly cloudy, possibility of an isolated shower trying to pop up later in the afternoon, but overall 20% chance of that isolated shower. Should be still a relatively nice day to enjoy the weather and a relatively nice night, as temperatures are going to be bottoming out at about a low of 59 degrees. Still holding on to those cloudy conditions, but overall very mild and very pleasant. Still a nice night to enjoy the weather, and we're looking to stay even nicer tomorrow, as temperatures are going to be starting to get a little bit more on the warmer side for Thursday. High of 77 degrees, mostly sunny and very calm winds. A great day. That's the best day, honestly, out of this week to get out and really enjoy the weather. Go on a walk, go on a bike ride, enjoy it while it lasts, as we're going to be continuing to get a little bit more on the warmer side. May see a little bit of that summer-like weather trying to make its way back into Saturday with the high of 87, but still plenty of sunshine to work with. And then by Sunday, we will finally see rain chances start to push in through the area, as well as our temperatures going back down into those mid to lower 70s going into next week, but still holding on to those rain chances for a little bit of fall break, but still looks to be a very comfortable weekend ahead for us. That is all I have for this weather forecast. Stay tuned for more KUJH News.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Welcome back. It was a busy weekend for KU sports and the NFL.
Keegan Hewitt has more.
Thanks, Madison and Camden. It sure was a busy week. KU football is entering their bye week, and they're looking to make some changes after a rocky 1-4 start to the season. The Jayhawks suffered a loss on the road against the Iowa State Cyclones on Saturday. KU was handed their biggest loss of the season, falling by a score of 59-7. Iowa State started hot and went into halftime with a 38-0 lead. KU's only score of the game came from wide receiver Torrey Laughlin in the third quarter. The team will be back in action October 6th at 3 o'clock for their homecoming matchup against Texas Tech. The volleyball team lost this Saturday as well against Iowa State, that broke the Jayhawks' 9-game win streak where they were swept 3-0. The team will host the unanimous #1 seed Texas in the Horsch Family Volleyball Arena this Saturday at 4 p.m. and Sunday at 1 p.m. The soccer team's Sunflower Showdown wasn't just a battle between the in-state rivals either, but also Mother Nature. After lightning delayed the match for over an hour and a power outage right before halftime, Kansas State ultimately prevailed, winning 2-1 in overtime. KU will be at home twice this upcoming week, as they'll host Baylor Thursday and West Virginia on Sunday. Heading over to the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs bounced back this week, taking the Eagles down 42-30 at Arrowhead Stadium. Patrick Mahomes and the offense showed no signs of slowing down this week, totaling 471 yards and handing the Eagles their third loss on the season. The Chiefs are now evened up at 2-2 and will host the Buffalo Bills for a great Sunday night football matchup this week. This past Sunday, we also had an NFL milestone as well. Tampa Bay quarterback Tom Brady set the career NFL passing record after surpassing Drew Brees' previous record of 80,291 yards. Brady became the league's all-time leading passer after finding wide receiver Mike Evans for a 28-yard completion with just under 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. The Buccaneers persevered on top on Brady's homecoming, winning 19-7. Major League Baseball playoffs are also officially underway. The American League wildcard game between the Red Sox and the Yankees was played last night. The Yankee season came to an abrupt end after falling to the rival Boston Red Sox 6-2. The Red Sox will now move on to face the Tampa Bay Rays in the divisional series. Game 1 is scheduled for tomorrow night at 7 p.m. The National League wildcard game will take place tonight between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the St. Louis Cardinals. The winner of that matchup is set to face the San Francisco Giants in the NLDS. That's all we got for sports this week. After the break, October is here. Stay tuned for Lawrence's new haunted spots.
For students searching for a way to stay active in an outdoorsy way, the City of Lawrence has bike trails running in every direction, and with the new bike share program, we can stay in shape as we tour the sights of our beautiful city. Clinton Lake is only a short 30-minute bike ride away from Daisy Hill and has the most incredible sunset location in all of Lawrence. Walking campus may give you the KU calves, but biking can give you the KU thighs. Bike Lawrence today.
Everything from jump scares to mysterious drinks. KUJH reporter Keegan Hewitt has details on Lawrence's only haunted bar and maze.
With the first week of October finally getting around, it's time to welcome back spooky season. Whether you want to get the family together for some ghostly fun or a group of friends together for some spooky drinks, Lawrence's only haunted house and bar right here on Mass has it all.
When people ask me what I do for a living, I mean, pretty much what I tell them is I create energy. And so that's what I've looked at with Lawrence, is what I've kind of felt like it's been missing.
Ryan Robinson, owner of Snow Globe, has been in the creative production world for almost 18 years, working with the Christmas holiday. This will be his first run with the haunted house and bar.
The idea creation came from just the fact of this building. This building, the Masonic Temple, is just really, really cool. I've always looked at it and thought that something cool needed to go in here.
The massive Halloween operation does have two locations. The Theater Bar on 1003 Mass Street, which features drinks and an hourly show, or the Haunted Maze on 700 New Hampshire, which boasts over 2,000 square feet of horrors. Tickets can be purchased online at stalls' websites for both locations or a combo ticket. For KUJH News, this is Keegan Hewitt.
Both locations will be open every weekend, Thursday through Sunday nights until Halloween. The doors for the Haunted Maze will open at 6 o'clock, while the Theater Bar will open at 8.
That's all for KUJH. Be sure to tune in every Wednesday at 4 p.m. for KUJH News. Follow our socials on Twitter at KUJH_KU and our Instagram at KUJH News. I'm Madison Osbeer-Lowe.
And I'm Camden Fogo. Have a great evening.